Almost forgot. Let me just do this real quick. Almost forgot. Turn off the Bluetooth. Ooh, my phone is. Well, this phone is glitching. Where is it? Oh, there it is. And I'll connect to this phone. But that was having a couple technical difficulties. Now fixing that. Okay, much better. See, I'm trying to connect to my other phone so I can listen to my music while I'm doing the Reiki healing because it helps me. So, and this phone is laggy. Every time I try to swipe up, it glitches out. Just give me one moment. I don't know why it's not. I hope everyone's having a very peaceful and relaxful day today. Well, I don't know what to say about that, but last time I checked, I was born in a masculine body. Oh, Grand Rising. Good morning to you. I don't know why my earbuds are just not working today. Maybe I had to switch it to pairing mode. There you go. We had some new commenters. I don't know if they're still there or not, but someone was saying Minecraft. Phone's lagging again. Well, I'm so glad I fixed my old phone, but it's just not charged yet. For some reason, this phone is very, very laggy today. Anyway, sending you lights, unconditional love for this morning that we're having. Oh, the lag is all clear. The lag is coming from my own consciousness. I'm causing it to lag. So now I'm going to do some cord cutting. Unfortunately, I do not. But I'm open. I am open to getting to know new people, though. I didn't bring any incense today. I just realized I have not brought any incense. Oh, it's kind of hard for me to remember it because I have a lot of people asking me questions. Thank you for your healing yesterday. You made me get rested. Thank you. Well, you're welcome, Samuel. I'm glad that I can help you. Yesterday was a very, very interesting day for me. I have like a small story that I'm going to talk about. So, I was on my way to this Amazon locker and I realized that I was mostly dehydrated, and at the same time I was wearing this coat. I was wearing like a lot of coats and I was riding my bike and I got really, really hot. And then what happened was um, there was this cross section, and when I rode my bike across the street at the stoplight, I felt all this psychic energy was hitting me on the right side of my face like a wind, and it hit so much that I realized that I was overexhausted, dehydrated. And what happened was I ended up blacking out when I was standing up straight, but I didn't fall over though. But something told me to lean back, and I actually leaned on the light post, and it was almost like I powered off for like 5 or 6 seconds, and then I just woke back up. I was like, "Oh shoot, I'm on my bike," and then I continued to ride my bike across the street. You said, "Can you tap on wood?" I don't really know the meaning of that. I need to look that up. As last time I said before, now it's coming back to my memory. You asked that before. I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Is that custom? Can you please explain to me the reason for tapping on wood? You said drink electrolyte juice. I'm definitely going to be staying more hydrated because that blackout was something different. It was like my eyes was completely open and it was just completely dark, but it was like oddly peaceful at the same time. But after that happened, when I crossed the street, I felt like a major shift in the energy. So luckily, I started thanking my spiritual masters and guides for warning me what was about to happen. It was like they was warning me throughout the day, but I was ignoring my intuition because I was rushing because I wanted to fix my old phone. Because what happened, my old phone, the screen was cracked on both of my old phones, so I had to repair it. So I had to take the back off and replace the screen. But once I get it charged up, I'll have better live streams. So yeah. Also, thank you for the hearts. Absolutely. I love working with the angels. You see them as friends, not as a being that's way up top judging you. They're like literally like your best friends that'll be next to you. Today, I'm working with Archangel Zakiel and Saint Germain. Primarily, the focus will be the violet flame. Hello. You're right now, you're in a safe place. Allow all worries and stress from your hearts to relax. Bring your conscious awareness to your heart to slow the heart rate. It's like very sunny right now, but there's like a thin layer of cloud that brings a little bit chill. I appreciate it. Thank you for the compliment. Well, I see the numbers as how the your higher self and beings of light, guardian angels, and ascended masters, that is how they get your attention. It is almost like when they show you the number, it's like, and made you look. Or usually your guides will be talking to you just before you see the number. Look at it as an energetic checkpoint. So imagine like you enter a high vibration and then you look over and then the guys is like, here's a checkpoint, and then you can connect to that energy. Hello, welcome Star or Aqua. Hello, me. That I apologize for my pronunciation. I'm not ignoring anyone. Why don't say hello to everyone? Sometimes my own insecurities pronouncing words correctly, so sometimes I don't even pronounce the word. So I just smile. Mainly, that insecurity comes from since I have not finished school and since I had a background of having a hard time of reading. That is going to be my main priority, taking care of the physical vessel. Is very good. I love working with those two. Gabriel with his yellow ray, and Archangel Azrael, who brings endings and death to old cycles. Yes, the big one is selenite. The amplifier of other crystals. So now I'm seeing the violet flame flow down from the crown of your head, transmuting all energy into light, starting from the third eye, moving down to the throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra, moving down to earth star chakra at the base of your feet. Well, I never heard of a dark angel, but that is probably something I haven't heard before yet, so I'm open to hearing. Bring on conscious awareness to heart chakra. He said, God's left hand. I need better understanding what that means. Honestly, from my perception, I don't think angels are even capable of falling. I believe that is just a human perspective. Nothing against how you believe it. I'm just saying the people who came up with the belief system, the fallen angels. Imagine if you was a human perspective from like 200,000 years ago. These beings come to the planet and they have high tech technology that you never seen before. They're able to levitate objects, move things around, and from your perspective, you think they're gods. And then from their perspective, these beings who came didn't really have the humans' intentions correct. Like they didn't have the right intentions towards the humans. So some humans were able to tell the difference and realize that hey, um, there's something not right with these beings. And then the other humans was like, nah, but I like what they're saying. So some humans decided to follow their inner guidance, and some humans decided to follow the other beings, which is they call them angels because they came from the sky, and they said there was fallen angels because they came and landed on Earth. And the reason they call them fallen angels is because they started to um, like genetically modify the humans, reproduce with the humans. But if you realize that these beings that they call the fallen angels were just other extraterrestrial beings, because Father, Mother, Source, Creator does not have form. It's pure consciousness, and he's not capable of having negative emotions. And that's why I say that our angels, like true angels, they're not, they're capable, but they do not they don't dip down in consciousness like that into like negative, because they're direct offshoots from Source Creator. And so from human perspective, an angel does not have a physical body. They're pure consciousness. Well, all the knowledge I get is from just other YouTube channels, but it resonates deeply. So like I'm experiencing it from the heart chakra. And oh, I left it. I was looking for my emerald crystal, but I left it, didn't I? Oh wait, no, is that? Oh no, that's not it. See, that's the thing. If you're trying to search for physical evidence, you will never find it, because the only evidence is your self-gnosis. They're pure consciousness, so the only way you have to connect to them is with consciousness. If you can search for infinity, trying to search for an angel, but if you're trying to prove their existence, it's actually quite easy, actually. But it takes pure heart. You have to sit down and you have to be actually willing, with no doubt, remove any doubt, and you have to be consistent with it. You can't sit down and say, angels, show yourself. Because sometimes if you don't see anything, that may be a test. Sometimes you don't get a response, and that may be the test to see if you're truly like in it with your heart. Are you willing to persist and seek out, even if you don't get a response the first time? They're with you, even if you don't believe that they're there. They're still there. But through free will, they will not impede on your consciousness. Like they won't just show themselves to you. You have to reach out to them, because as I said, they will not lower their consciousness down all the way down to 3D unless it's very important. They'll meet you halfway. So you have to raise their consciousness halfway, and then they'll reach down and connect. I just got the little picture like with the two little hands, the fingers of man and God moving his fingers down. This knowledge is open and free to everyone. If you look at some of my playlists that I have, you see it. I post it on the community tab, the videos of Archangel Michael, but I'm not sure if everybody looked at it, but that's where I get my information from. But just remember, if you do go on that channel, do not project any emotions that is not unconditional love, because that is Archangel Michael and he's there. So I'm just saying. That is why I got this shirt, or this the hoodie. Oh, there you go. The hoodie with Archangel Michael on it. And it says, "Defend us in battle." And then it has Saint Michael with his sword and shield. With our light will consume all darkness and transmute it into light. And once you realize that the fear that you're feeling is not from you, it's from the negative being or the energy, because it's scared of you, the light, but it's projecting its fear onto you, so you think that you're scared of it. But in reality, it's scared of you, because it knows if you realize that you're the powerful one and it's just trying to trick you, then they start running. All darkness start to run. because the darkness, they got to keep you blindfolded. But if you take the blindfold off, you're, wait a minute, I'm a co-creator and I have light. When you are into the low level energies, you also have to put some light in there, or the darkness. Well, when you say I'm just a negative Nelly, that is a belief system. Every time you say that, you become what you say. So you can instead say I'm a positive Nelly. Because every time you say that, you track more negativity into your life. Because when you say I am a negative Nelly, then all the dark beings are like, oh, she's open to us. She said she's negative, so let's all go to her. Because they're listening. They're just waiting for you to slip. And when you say that, you're basically accepting negative beings to come to you and cause your life to be negative. Because even though that is like the plan for the dark ones, they want you to believe that the angels don't exist. They want you to have proof. They want you to prove that the angels exist or not. And then when you don't get proof, you'd be like, they whisper in your mind and you'd be like, see, nothing happened. And then they slightly turn you to their path. But if you be like, nah, I'm not buying that. I know the angels are real. Even if I don't feel anything, I'm still gonna do it. Even if I don't even feel anything, I'm gonna do it. Even if everybody else is telling me they don't exist, I'm still gonna do it. And then that's how you build the connections with the angels. Yes, you can love them. There's nothing wrong with loving the dark beings. But at the same time, do not allow them to control your life. You must love all beings regardless of what they do. I understand that, but do not allow them to control who you are. Because Source Creator, he loves all beings. It could be the worst murderer in the history. Source Creator still have the same love for that person that he has the love for an archangel. He does not discriminate. But at the same time, you can still love them, but doesn't mean you have to accept what they do. Because you may have love for them, but they might not have the same love for you. I transmute all into light. And especially around this time, since the dark ones, they know they have lost. They know that they have lost. So what they're trying to do is they know that they're about to leave the planet. They're trying to find much people as possible to hang around with and stay close. And the reason why I do that, they know that because if they stay close to you, then the light beings can't basically disintegrate them. Because people, I don't know if everybody know this, but the light beings, they neutralize the dark beings. Basically, they call it taking the suit off the dark beings. They take their physical form off and take them to spirit, and then they contain them so they can learn their lessons. And the dark ones know that, so they try to go near the humans because they're like, it's like they know if they go to the humans, they won't get attacked directly, because if they attack them, they hurt the human. But if you surround yourself in light, then you could push them away, and then they get transmuted into light. Well, thank you for accepting this energy, whether at a glance. But I'm not expecting to expire major change just to the words, because ultimately I can say all this information, but if no one puts any action to it, you will not get any results. It will just be words in the wind. You have to take the action, and do not take what I say as truth. Use your own discernment. I simply follow what the other channeler says, and I listen. But the key point is, as Archangel Michael said, he doesn't want people coming to the channel and just listening and immediately accepting, because then you just become a puppet. You want to question, but you want to question like you want to ask my Archangel Michael, um, I have a question about this topic. Can you bring me some more insight on it? Talk to them as like your best friend right next to you. Like, my Archangel Michael, can you show me what I am lacking right now? And don't expect the voice to come in your head and say you're doing this. It's more like you're scrolling through YouTube and a video comes up, or you're scrolling through like Facebook, and so like, here's a really funny one. I was saying that I need to start budgeting. Immediately a meme comes up, and I see an angel number, and I look at the meme, and it says um, how to stop fear and anxiety, and it shows a guy smashing the screen of a TV. And I was like, oh, that was just me because I'm always on my phone. So the angels, they will joke with you and laugh with you, because they may not feel the feelings of fear and all the other stuff, but they laugh and joke with you. It's an LOL. So, because the angels, they're very playful and they have a sense of humor. And sometimes I say it, they be roasting me. So, or sometimes they point something out, like when I know I'm not supposed to be eating something, somehow magically my order total is like 33, exactly $33. So I'm like, and then they reinforce it because they end up putting like 48 when the negative bill comes up. Like, oh shoot. And then right after, I scrolled on YouTube and there was a meme, and it was saying everything you're looking for is already inside you. And I look at the meme and it showed a guy looking inside the refrigerator because it was empty. Because I'm always eating all the time. So I find it funny. And each angel, yes, they serve a different function, but they're all equal. There's no angel that is greater than another being. There's no hierarchy in the angelic system, because it's just one large circle. The universe is a circle. That's definitely a sign for me to start fasting. I keep wasting money on food. I believe that he's already here. It's just our consciousness is shifting, and our relationship with Source Creator is becoming new. So he's always here. It's just we're coming to him. He's not coming to us because he's already with us. We're coming to him. The God within us. We're recognizing that God is already in us, and that's how he's already there. Because God is not way out there. God is in this leaf, the tree, the air, the stone, my fingernails, the fabric of everything. That is Source Creator. Source Creator, Father and Mother, he does not have a gender. Only when we move down into the lower dimensions is when we split into the two separate genders. But as you go up into unity, into Source Creator, you merge into just one. But also, you do not have a physical body. You're just consciousness. Because if you think about your soul doesn't have a gender. Spirit doesn't have a gender. So that's why when people look at archangels and angels, some of them are primarily masculine, some of them are primarily feminine, but they both have masculine and feminine at the same time. Well, I believe 15 years ago, I was deeply asleep. How not to kill a spider? Look at it with compassion. Don't look at it as something a nuisance. Look at it as like hello little being of light, a being that was created for balance. The spider was created for balance. Look at it with love and compassion from your heart, and pick up the spider. Remove all doubts and belief, because ultimately, Source Creator is in the spider, and you don't want to kill Source Creator. So you look at the spider and like, I see the God within you, little spider, and I'll move you outside. Well, that is a very interesting analogy. Remember, any comment that is negative, that is not of light, it is only a self-reflection of the person who cast it. Because remember, ultimately, it is only you behind pixels on the screen. I'm only talking to you through pixels on the screen. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference from outside reality. So anything you say negative of another being, you're only saying it to yourself. And is only a reflection of the lack of self-love of self. So you attack outside of yourself. You need to bring the love into yourself. So I am trying to talk to him into going outside. Put a glass over it and then slide a piece of paper underneath the glass. I say also project compassionate energy to the spider to let it know that you're not a predator. Because sometimes the fear that you're feeling, it is not yours. It is the spider fear. Because whatever you move your eyes at, you pick up the energy. All bugs and animals, they have a form of feelings and emotions. They have feelings. I find it really interesting when people say animals don't have feelings or plants don't have feelings or stuff like that. But if they didn't have feelings, they'll be an inanimate object. They wouldn't even react. They'll just be like this. They want to react to the environment. A bomb can go off behind them and they'll just be like this. Phone is lagging. I'm not really feeling this song. Move to next song. Next song. What song will it be? Oh, I know it's just the right song. I think it's called In You. Mm-mm. Give me one sec. I'm just trying to find the right song to put me in the right vibration. Mm-mm. What was the name of that song? No. Oh yeah, there it is. It's right here. That's 24. Okay, it's NE. I transmute all energy into light. A very good thing of being able to transmute energies and working with Reiki energy, you can transmute any negative energy into positive energy because it's just energy. So whenever someone sends negative energy, what I do is I have a filter system. So I see the negative energy come to me. And what I do with my dragon energy, I call it, I take the dark energy and I take off the darkness, transmit it to light, and then I integrate the light energy into me because it's all just energy. So he said, once I talked to a cute little spider, jumping spider, and I had a picture of Jesus in the car, which the spider was on the windshield. I showed the spider Jesus' picture, and he turned and looked at it. I see 48 and 1111. Even the spider recognized this ascendant master. He's gonna. I just let him eat the other. The spider brings balance because imagine if there was no uh, spiders. If there was no spiders or there was no predatory animals, there'll be so many excess animals. Like there'll be a whole layer of just animals, humans, and there's a whole entire layer. So they have to be balanced. So source creator is like, okay, I place birds on the earth. Well, the birds are multiplying way too fast, so I need a balance. Okay, and the birds will eat the seeds from the trees and distribute the plants around. But also now there's too many birds, so now let's place another animal to balance that animal, and then also for the smaller animals, we make their lifespan shorter, but they reproduce faster. And the predatory animals, as they get bigger, they live longer, but they do not reproduce as fast. So the little animals, they move the ground. They have everything has a purpose and balance. Even flies, they maintain balance. If there was no flies, what will take care of the decomposition of dead things? The flies secrete like acidic, and they break down the the decomposing um, of organic matter. And then what happens? What eliminate the flies? Well, the other bugs, spiders. They bring the balance. So I don't look at them as enemies. They serve a purpose. There are no enemies. There are only balance. It is lagging again. Yeah. Well, I meditate on dubstep, classical music, and all type of music. Walking, living meditation. You say, ever tried Shiva's breath work? I have not, but I'll take a screenshot, as I said before, and I'll just look that up. I do like doing the infinity breath. Well, please send it to my higher self and my spiritual masters, and they will distribute. They will give it to me. So if you want to send any energy, to send it to my guardian angels. Remember, if you send energy to somebody, make sure it's only light. And remember, what I mean, like, only send the light, because sometimes if you send something like another, like if you want someone to change like a habit or something, only send it to their guides, and their guides will see if it's necessary or conclusive for their soul path, because you don't want to go against anyone else's free will. But thank you. They serve a purpose outside the boundary of mass. Yep. If they enter into your house, it means there may be an imbalance somewhere in the house, because they're automatically attracted to. They serve a specific function. If you think about the function of a fly, it's specifically made to work with the decomposition of energy. So they go, transmute it, and when they die, they take all the energy back into spirit. I'm a bit funny with meditation. It gotta be good for me to listen or watch. I only watch this guy and Shiva, her breathwork videos are amazing. I don't really listen to many guided meditations, but I do listen. I listen to a lot of uh, guided journeys within. I have a playlist. The playlist on my channel is called Spells of July, which I still need to try. I'm probably going to change the name. It should be guided journeys within with Archangel Michael, because that's what it really is. And I have like at least 41, and some of them are repeats. But it's this YouTuber I watch where I got the shirt from. They're guided. It sounds like you have a deep connection with this streamer or this YouTuber, and you're able to connect with the energy. Oh, you said that's your birthday in July? We share the same birthday month. Oh, overcoming arachnophobia. The best way is to go to like a petting zoo and have them put a tarantula in your hand. Or just constantly observe spiders, look them up. The best way to overcome the fear is look at the fear directly, and just constantly just rewire and reprogram. I'm just going extreme. That's what I did this year. I'm just explaining what I did. I went to like a small petting zoo, and there was like this tarantula, and I put it in my hand, and I was like moving around. I was feeling like its Taurus field, its third eye energy, and I was moving because the spider energy is like it's so focused. It's like it's so in tune and sensitive. everything at your own pace. And I'm not saying you have to love the spider, but you really want to release the fear of the spiders. Because if you don't work on releasing the fears, what you fear, the universe will bring to you more until you overcome the fear. Because fear is not a high vibration. Fear will destroy your vibration of light. So you must work on overcoming your fears because fear is very destructive. That is the main thing I'm trying to portray is you can look at it and you can be like, whoa, but immediately move into, whoa, that frightened me just a little bit, but I'm still have compassion for you. Even though you don't look um, like what I prefer, I'm still going to love this being. Because at the same time, you got to realize, imagine what would you do if there was an extremely loving, unconditional, angelic being, but he looked like a spider? What will you do? Will you run in fear? Or will you look at this being and accept him for who he is and realize, oh, he's just another being of love and light, but he just looked different from who I am? So that's like a major test. If you have to be unconditional love towards that being, no matter what he looks like, even though he may be a little bit not what you prefer. That's why a lot of times you hear them say, "Fear not," because if an extraterrestrial come and land, they don't look nothing like us. Some have extra arms. Some may have arms that come out from the side. Some may have larger face. It's a test. You have to work on that, releasing the fear, because it's another being. Ultimately, it's another being. And when you emanate fear, you send that fear to that being, and then that fear can be very destructive. So you just want to have neutral. Like you look at it, and you don't want to feel anything. And so I find it so interesting how I'm like talking about spiders, because you can apply what I'm saying to a bigger concept. Imagine you see someone that brings fear or someone that you really don't like. You don't have to like love them, but you can love them unconditionally. Like you don't have to be like all hugging them like I love you and all this type of stuff. You can be like, I love you unconditionally. This is just not what I prefer. I'm not gonna have any thoughts. I'm not gonna have any judgments of you. I respect you, but that's not what I prefer. And I'm not gonna have no feelings towards you, no emanation towards you. But I'll still have compassion, but disconnected. Thank you, brother. There's a reason I ran into your page. Fear can be misunderstood. I don't fear. I get very nervous. Samuel, it's nice to see another dark one. I want to say dark one, but I respect your word choices. If you want to work with dark ones, you're free to. I will not stop you, and I will not judge you for your choices. You can change the nervousness into excitement. I understand the nervousness, the concern, but once you realize that you're an indestructible being, you can start to release that. I don't like things that can come from out of nowhere. But that is the unknown. If you put a blockage on that, if you say I don't like anything come out of nowhere, well, that also put a blockage on. Imagine if your angel wanted to show you something, because that's the best time. That is literally the best time for an angel or a guide to help you, is when you're not expecting it, because then they show up. They show up. And that is placing, when you do that, you're placing an expectation, and that cuts off your connection. That's like a barrier. It's like a barrier that you put up with your guides, because you cut off everything. You cut off the dark, but also you cut off the light at the same time. And actually, when you do that, you're cutting off the light coming to you, because you don't like. Imagine if unexpectedly a light shine on you. That is just what I'm trying to get at. How much battery I got? Oh, I'm good. Ooh, 12 on the clock. How I see it, there's nothing wrong with dark beings. Dark beings are just beings who are light that's just condensed. It's like, because technically darkness does not exist. It is just condensed light. The dark ones, the dark beings, there are beings who forgot that they was connected to the light. And they spent so many lifetimes that they forgot what the light was. So when they see the light, they become fearful of the light. I'm moving to a better spot, son. I call it a healing spot too. I got these logs placed all around the city. There we go. Over here. Much better. Oh, this log is a little bit taller, so I'm gonna have to raise it up. I'm not trying to like condemn the shadow beings, because at the same time, they're exactly like us. It's just they just don't have our highest good in mind. It's all in perspective. You may say it's hunted, or maybe your house is very energetic. Maybe your house is the veils are thin, because remember, like here's a good example from Robert Monroe's book, or if you ever hear people talk about astral projecting, um, some houses, there's the dimensions are layered on top of each other, but at the same time, so imagine in one dimension, there's a whole different family living in that house. But in another dimension, there's another family living in the same house. And sometimes you hear people moving around. What you're hearing is another person in another dimension that's parallel to your house dimension. So you're hearing them moving around because you're very psychic. And if that being is not of light, you can ask them to leave. And the best way to ask them to leave is by going straight to your guardian angels and guides and asking them to remove their energies. What is this? Peace and blessings from California. Well, thank you, sunshine, sending unconditional light to everyone. Shadow orbs and stuff like that. Shadow orbs. Uh, I don't like anything that touches me. unwarrantedly. I'll say maybe it's not touching you. Nothing's touching you. Everything's going outwards. So imagine if your auric field is expanded way far out, right? If another being walk across you, it feels like they're touching you, but they can be like 2 feet from you. What's actually is happening, your auric field is touching them. Release the mindset that things happen to you. Things happen for you. Nothing's happening to you, it's happening for you. Because outside reality does not exist. Everything's coming from inside out, not outside in. It's going like this. Everything's coming out. Your consciousness is flowing out and touching the things around you. He said, crawled up my leg. Oh, you may feel like some energies crawling up. It feels like it's crawling up your leg. Imagine, okay, so here's something that's happening right now. Everybody's getting treated by their guardian angels and angels. Even if you say you don't want it, Source Creator has put in that everybody will have their energy transmuted, regardless of what they want or not. So what happens is your guides, imagine you have all these cords and attachments to you. Your guides, they have to come up close to you. So sometimes they may place their hand on you, and imagine they're placing their hand on you and grabbing the cord that's on your foot, and they're pulling that cord out your foot, and you feel like something's crawling up your leg. But what in reality, what's really happening is getting pulled out of your leg. So you're feeling it getting ripped out. So sometimes you may feel like major pressure, like something's getting ripped out of you. It's getting ripped out of your soul. The negativity, the cords, that the hooks are attached into you. And when the cords get pulled out, it feels like pain, because the pain is coming from your energetic body. And sometimes if the pain is really great and there was like a major, because there's like energetic devices that be like connected to you, and when they get pulled out, they leave like a soul tear. So sometimes it can be so great that when you wake up, you may see bruises, because that bruise, there was an energetic attachment right there and it got ripped out. And it was so great that it fizzled out to the physical body. I look at the dark beings. It's just really funny. Before, like last year, I was afraid of them, but because if they attack you so much, you start to realize how they think or how they play their game, and it starts to become funny. So I start to laugh hysterically when they're trying to scare me, because it's funny. Because once you know the trick, now it's just funny, because they're trying to scare you, and I'm like, oh, I'm so scared. Just kidding. And then I just move them around. Send them light. If a dark being comes to you and they're trying to scare you, all you have to say is 3 words to them. I love you. And as soon as you say I love you to a dark being, they run, because they can't accept love. Because if they accept it, then that means they will have to face all their fears. Because a dark being is a very fearful being. And they're so scared that the only way they can receive energy is by scaring another being. Because if they scare the other being, what happens is you contract. If you contract, it's like, imagine your energetic body and you have a knife, and when you contract, you cut off your energy supply. And when you cut off your energy supply, all the energy and parts of you that you cut off flows out, and they immediately go and eat it. They eat all the energy that you cut off. So release all fear, because when you have fear, basically, if you're having fear, you're feeding a dark energy. You're feeding them. So when you stop fearing, you stop feeding them, and they stop attacking you, because you're not giving them food if you're not scared. If you don't have fear, no fear means you're not getting attacked. If you have fear, if you're scared, you're basically uh you're a full course meal for them with dessert on the side if you have scared, because they know you're scared. So they're going constantly, like you like, I don't like being um, touched by energetically. Well, what they're going to do is they're going to keep telling you, hey, this energy that is touching you is it's me, it's me, it's me. But in reality, it's your spiritual masters and your guides, because spiritual masters right here and the dark energy is right here, and everything's ultimately neutral. Now, if you buy into, oh, something's touching me, um, it's fearful, it's negative. What happens is you're pushing all your guides, all your protection away from you, and you're accepting the dark energy to feed on your energy. But if you like, no, this is just my spiritual masters, these are my guides, then you pull in all your spiritual masters to you, and you push away all the darkness away from you. Can you put on here? I will take. About seeing shadow people, see it as not all shadow beings that you see are evil or negative. Because sometimes, imagine your third eye is, at first, your third eye only sees in black and white. And sometimes, when you're looking with your third eye, the being that's next to you may look all black because your third eye is not completely open. But once it starts to come open and you start to see more light, then the beings start to materialize. That's how I see it from my perspective. Reminds me of the uh it's so dark. I think it's a camera recording the other. Someone died in my old property and he had laid dead for weeks. Things started happening to me. Nice kind of shit. So how I see it, if he probably died in old property, so you know how there's some old people, they're so attached to their house that they won't listen to anybody, and they will not leave for anything. You know how there's sometimes there'll be people, even the government might offer them money and they refuse it. They refuse like $2 million for their land. They never want to leave their land that they're on. So what happens is, um, imagine that being died. He died in his sleep, but he does not know that he's dead. And so he's on his land, on his house. And so from his perspective, this is my house, this is my land, and you moved into my house. So I'm going to bother you as much as I can until you leave off my property. So what happens is he keep bothering you, bothering you, bothering you, trying to scare you away. And what happens is you be like, wait a minute, this is my house. You a spirit right now, and you have to leave. Now, no, or you can say it, or you can make a negotiation, compassion. You can stay here, but there's rules of staying here with me. Respect my privacy, respect my energy, and you can stay here. And if he doesn't reply to that, then you can ask your guardian angels to remove him. I grew up to snail. I love snails, and I love bugs in general. So I love bugs and animals. Even right now, I can look at like snail for like 30 minutes and just watch it move. So I have bruises all over the time from Proud Market and Meal. Well, I have no way to explain. You know, sometimes I can't convince you. I cannot convince you to release your fear. Sometimes, and it's hard to admit, sometimes sometimes beings just want to be in the vibration of fear. So I can't convince you to let it go, because there may be a belief system telling you that this serves you because it brings you excitement. So like it's like excitement at the same time, because if you truly want to let it go, you would just let it go. You wouldn't even think about it. You like, this does not serve me anymore. I let it go. But the more you think about it, the more you call it back. Like if something negative is happening to you, if you want it to go away, you stop thinking about it. But every time you think about, see, this happened. It's like you're looking for the evidence of something negative to happen. And what happens is you get your evidence and it perpetuates. You get more of it. You get more, get more, and get more. You attract more of what you consider like a complaint. When you complain about something, you get more of what you complain about. So I'm about to switch topics now because I want to focus on the Reiki because I have been speaking for a while. So I'm just reading through these real quick. I plan on. I'm supposed to click on it. I cannot convince anyone. The choice is up to you. I am just stating from my own unique perspective. The primary focus of what I'm trying to convey is focus on the light, respect all beings, look at all beings compassionately with love and light as you look for yourself. Release all fear, all judgment of all other beings, and do to other beings that you wish to do unto yourself. And that includes all living creatures. So it is now time for me to leave because my phone is low on battery. I had fun talking to everyone today, surrounding you in a golden sphere of light. May your day or night be filled with the light. Namaste.